How's it going, guys? Today we have this 2022 Subaru WRX. This is the VB generation, so this is the current, most recent generation of the WRX. And this is just a base trim. This isn't a limited or a premium. Super nice car. It's still like a new car. It's got less than 9,000 miles. I think it's 8,750. Little backstory, this car was purchased brand new from Camelback Subaru. And the owner of the car was actually a good friend of mine of 15 years. So I've known him since before either of us have even lived in Arizona, as crazy as it sounds. So he reached out to me, saw that I had a Mustang. He works at Ford. He's a master tech, wanted to trade the car back in for it. Now I think it's his third Mustang. So he's just, partial to that car. But since the ownership of this WRX, it's got a couple small things done to it in the rear. I'll show you. It's got the STI upgraded mufflers. These are actually purchased through Subaru directly. And they say STI on the tip, but those are for the VB WRX. So that's a OEM Plus upgrade. And it's got a Clark Turner tuning, 91 tune, E-tune on the access port. Clark is a very well-known tuner called Pro Tuner out here in Arizona. All right, I should be done coughing. But very reputable tuner. Car drives awesome on it. It feels great. Comparing this to the prior gen, the VA WRX, this thing definitely fixes a lot of the quirks. That 2-liter versus a 2.4, the power delivery is definitely noticeable, and it's a lot nicer, especially with the AC on and the freeway. So I'm a fan of how this car drives. It drives really nice. Doesn't really fall on its face. Still has that new car smell too. I mean, the interior looks brand new still. This was very well kept, garage kept car. So with my 360 walk arounds, we're going to start off with the front end. There's really not a lot of imperfections to go over. Typically, that's what these videos are about. But I still want to show you every panel on the car. That way there are no surprises. Of course, the paint is in great shape, as it should be. There might be, a very minimal amount of rock chips. I think a little rock chip there. I'm looking as best as I can. There's a rock chip right here. This car does not have PPF or clear bra, so this is just raw paint. So the front end there. We'll go on the driver's side. If you guys aren't aware, there's a company, I forget the name, but you can buy all the black cladding that this comes with, already paint match, and all you do is pop these out, pop the new ones in. I think it's like $1,000, but it makes the car look really nice when everything's paint matched. I'll show you all that. Still has the factory Dunlop tires. This is what they come on when they're brand new. And they still have good life on them. At least 60% life left, if not more. I really don't think there's any dents or dings on this car. And we do have both sets of keys, and this is a pretty standard Subaru key. There's this little scuff right here. I think, I can't tell if it's scuffed through the paint or if it might come off. It's not coming off with the fingernail, so that might, oh. I don't know. Might have to try goof off on that, see if it does anything. The car does have window tint. I think it's factory or dealer installed tint. This side. And we do have a free Carfax on our website. It will show it as a one owner, no accidents. The prior owner, Chris, he had ran, well, currently has AMSOIL 0W20. So that's what's in the car right now. We haven't done any oil changes. The oil still looks decent, but I would recommend sticking with that. So, I'll show you the interior. Oh, actually, we'll show you the roof. The car does have the Sirius XM antenna on there, so you got the nicer radio options if you want to subscribe to that. Show you the door panels. These seats are actually pretty comfortable. They are manual seats. These are not powered seats. You got the WeatherTech mats. Factory flat bottom wheel. Show you the back seat. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. You get a new car without having to pay new car prices. So I think these are over 30 grand. I'll show you passenger front. They definitely stepped it up with the trim. It's not true carbon, but you know, you get that look. Pretty sweet. This might be a stain. I'm not sure. Probably. You got your Cobb access port down there. Make sure we get all this. Yeah, I don't think there's a single dent on this car. And if there is, it's really hard to see. All right, let's hop inside. So I've actually driven this a bit, so I got a little familiar with it. I'll tell you some things. So your HVAC control is going to be on the bottom here. Let's turn that off. So this bottom section is your HVAC control. This top section is your radio. It's got Apple CarPlay. I think it's got Android Auto. I don't have an Android to verify, but let me see. Might be able to. Yeah, so you got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and it's the wireless. So you don't actually have to plug your phone in for this, which is pretty neat. Doesn't have Navi. I think you might be able to subscribe to Navi. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that. And it's got Sirius satellite right now, but that will expire. So you got the dual screens. They work pretty well. And then you got your USB ports down there. Another OEM Plus upgrade STI shift knob. And then you got your access port. We call these the anxiety port because if you leave them plugged in and watch them, you'll just consistently stare at it. So I always tell everyone, leave it in the glove box. The car's got a really good solid tune on it. And then you can unmarry it if you want to put the stock mat back on. Still has factory J-pipe, all that stuff, all the emission stuff still there. I'll show you the steering wheel. And then I will start it. But yeah, so you got the, what do they call it? The FB24, I think. FB motor. So bigger displacement. A lot has changed from the 2 liter to the 2.4. Noticeable is the intake manifold, the charge piping, the intercooler, all that's different now. And supposedly, these are a lot easier to do spark plugs on when it's time to do so. You know, I don't think you actually have to jack the motors up. So that is a good direction that Subaru's going now. Still original battery. He's ran OEM Subaru oil filters, oil filler, and then you got your dipstick over there. But yeah, everything under here is pretty much stock. I think it has a K&N drop-in filter, but that is it. Those are still, I don't think you really pick up anything with it. And underneath you can see the induction for the intercooler. Get all the air, that cold air to it. So, show you the trunk. One thing I learned, if you have friends in the back seat and they don't put on their seatbelt, this car will scream at you. I think that is a new safety feature that's required, is there has to be sensors in the back. And then it also reminds you if there's a car seat, you get a warning to check the back seat. You also get a sunshade, comes with the car, your spare tire, all that's still there. You got the all-weather trunk mat. And these seats should fold flat, so there should be, yeah. So if you need to fold your seat, it is a 60-40 split. So, very nice. New car technology. It does come with a backup camera. That's standard now on these. But yeah, if you want to make sure this WRX is still available, go to our website, azautohunters.com. And if you have an Instagram, shoot us a follow at azautohunters. Other than that, hope you enjoy the video. We are going to end it here. And that's a wrap.